Ever since word got out that the Black Label was planning a co-ed group with some big names, the buzz hasn't stopped. But things took a sharp turn when one of the members, who goes by Tarzzan, started facing backlash almost immediately after being introduced. So what's the real reason that everyone wants him to be kicked out of the group? On June 6th, reports surfaced that the Black Label was preparing to debut a new group, and this time it wouldn't be a typical idol group. A media outlet claimed that Teddy was working to debut a co-ed group project, and not long after, the Black Label confirmed the news. A representative stated that a co-ed group was indeed in the works, though they didn't share many details, only that more information would be released soon. Following the confirmation, speculation about the group's possible members quickly spread. One of the first names mentioned was Youngseo, who was originally supposed to debut in the hype girl group ILLIT, but was either removed from or left the final lineup shortly before debut without any explanation. Another name that came up was Woochan, who was also linked to HYBE as a potential member of the group Trainee A, which was ultimately scrapped before debuting. Bailey Sok was also rumored to be part of the lineup. She's a well-known choreographer who has worked with big names in the K-pop industry like SHINee, EXO's Kai, Taemin, Blackpink's Lisa, Big Bang's Taeyang, aespa, and Red Velvet, among others. Annie Moon was another rumored member. While she has no known background in the entertainment industry, she's widely recognized for being the granddaughter of Lee Myung-hee, the chairwoman of Shinsegae, which owns E-Mart and several high-end department stores in Korea. Lee Myung-hee is also the fifth daughter of Samsung founder Lee Byung-chul, connecting Annie to high-profile relatives, including Samsung chairman Lee Jae-yong and CJ Group chairman Lee Jae-hun. The final rumored member was model Lee Chae-won, known as Tarzzan Boy. His modeling portfolio includes work for Samsung, McDonald's, Musinsa, LG, League of Legends, Calvin Klein, Reebok, Uniqlo, Hyundai, and more. He has appeared in fashion magazines like Vogue, GQ, Dazed, Elle, and W, and has been walking runways since 2022. Even before the group was officially revealed, Chae-won was already causing a stir. He wasn't exactly unknown to K-pop fans, as he had appeared in New Jeans' Supernatural music video, starred in Idol's I Do, and had done a photo shoot with Card So Mean. However, once people started checking out his social media accounts, the excitement took a turn. Though his looks easily matched the standard of current K-pop idols, what really got people talking was the name he gave himself, Tarzzan Boy. He described himself as a wild jungle boy, and that label didn't sit well with a lot of people online, with a Reddit user writing, "Just his Instagram username alone disgusted me. It's 2025, there's no excuse, and I look forward to their disbandment if they actually debut." It got even worse when people looked through his posts. He had posted photos of himself wearing box braids, cornrows, and other hairstyles tied to Black culture. And it wasn't only for photo shoots or styling gigs, as he also chose to wear them on his own. That, along with his use of grills and durags in several posts, made many call him out for cultural appropriation. To add to it, some even pointed out that he used Avi, or African American vernacular English, on multiple occasions, which made the backlash even stronger. Understandably so, people reacted strongly and immediately. Some tried to defend him by guessing he might be half Black, but there's no confirmation of that anywhere. As one commenter put it, "As of right now, it seems to be YG fans working overtime to take the heat off him without outright admitting he's doing something wrong." Some claimed he was merely appreciating Black culture, but those excuses didn't hold up for long. Most saw Chaewon's actions as clear and simple cultural appropriation. Not to mention, given YG Entertainment's history of exploiting Black culture for profit, it seemed they were deliberately pushing this image with him. Many hoped he would stay behind the scenes as a trainee or model, but unfortunately, he was announced as part of the group anyway. On June 9th, the Black Label officially introduced the new group, which is temporarily called ALLDAY PROJECT, setting their debut for June 23rd. Additionally, the 5 members fans had speculated about were confirmed: Annie Moon, Bailey Sok, Woochan, Youngseo, and of course Chaewon. The company highlighted this group as a unique collaboration of 5 standout talents, each well known in their own area, coming together to break creative limits and offer something fresh and original. Alongside the announcement, a group photo was shared showing all 5 artists. However, many fans were upset when they saw Chaewon sporting braids again, both in the teaser and in a photo he posted on his Instagram to announce his debut. In that photo, he held a printed paper matching the teaser's design. This sparked even stronger reactions from fans who were already unhappy, pushing their frustration to a new level. Comments under his own Instagram picture said things like, "Leave the group already," and "Career ended as soon as it started." There were some who defended him, arguing it's just a hairstyle and people shouldn't be too harsh. However, the majority of K-pop fans have made their stance very clear. They want the Black Label to remove him from the group completely, or else they won't support the group's debut. This frustration is so strong that the hashtag #TarzzanOut has been trending, with fans openly expressing their disappointment and anger about his inclusion in the lineup. To explain, before this backlash, excitement was high for the group's debut for a few key reasons. To begin with, ALLDAY Project is the first group to debut in a long time without any minors, which many fans see as a positive. The other members also generated buzz because, as mentioned, they are either already beloved or have unique appeal. Additionally, longtime fans of Youngseo, Woochan, and Bailey have been eagerly waiting for the moment these talented artists could debut in a proper group. The news that all three would debut together only fueled the excitement and raised expectations to an entirely new level. But even with so much potential surrounding the group, Chaewon's constant choice to wear braids and the ongoing issues with cultural appropriation have completely dampened the enthusiasm that fans once had. Many feel that his appearance and behavior have taken attention away from what could have been a fresh and exciting debut, casting a shadow over the group's overall promise and leaving fans disappointed. Because of this, many have publicly declared they will withdraw their support entirely and boycott the group's debut unless changes are made. A Twitter user wrote, "We could have gotten a perfect lineup, but then they decided to add this guy." On the other hand, some fans say they would support the other four members but not Chaewon, hoping to separate him from the group. However, many argue that any support for the group, whether it's streaming their songs, watching videos, or buying albums and merchandise, ultimately benefits Chaewon too. Because of this, they believe the only real option is to boycott the entire group until the black label steps up, either making Chaewon apologize and reflect on his actions, or removing him altogether. Unfortunately, a lot of people think the company doesn't care enough to do either. Chaewon's use of black culture, especially his hairstyles, isn't hidden. They're visible in his Instagram posts and even the official teasers. The company is fully aware of this, but seems to be ignoring the criticism, even promoting him heavily despite the backlash. This approach feels intentional, almost like a calculated move, and many believe that, sadly, nothing will change because people will continue to support the group anyway. Some will ignore the situation because they love the other members, while others simply don't care about Chaewon's behavior and think standing the group, even before they released any music, is what matters most. The situation only escalated when online users took a closer look at Chaewon's social media activity, specifically who he was following. Among those he followed was Tory Lanez, the Canadian rapper who, in 2023, was found guilty on 3 felony charges related to an incident involving Megan Thee Stallion and a semi-automatic firearm. This discovery struck a nerve with many fans, who saw it as a silent endorsement of Lanez's actions. The backlash grew rapidly, fueling widespread anger and sparking a strong call for Chaewon to be held responsible for his choices. In regards to this, an account said, "Tarzzan is not only a culture vulture, he followed Tory Lanez on Instagram. Just sick." Some fans tried to defend Chaewon by offering different explanations for why he follows Tory Lanez. A few believe he might simply enjoy his music, which could explain the follow without any deeper meaning. Others suggest that maybe Chaewon isn't aware of the controversy surrounding Tory and is just a fan without knowing the full story. However, many people find this hard to believe since Tory Lanez's case has been widely covered in the media, and Lanez himself has publicly referenced the situation multiple times. Because of how well known the case is, many think it's unlikely Chaewon is truly unaware. While it's possible there's more to the story, at this point a lot of fans aren't willing to give him the benefit of the doubt based on what they've seen so far. The situation took another negative turn when it became clear that the group's concept might lean heavily on cultural appropriation, or at least something that feels like a poor imitation of black culture. Just from the initial teaser and seeing how the black label allowed Chaewon to wear braids without addressing the backlash, many fans suspect the group will follow the familiar yet tired YG hip-hop theme. This kind of concept that K-pop companies, and especially YG, have been presenting for years has grown stale for a lot of people, and more importantly, it's seen as offensive by many who feel it misrepresents and disrespects the culture it borrows from. This choice only added to the disappointment and frustration surrounding the group's debut. As a commenter put it, "If you reposted this with the title change to make it look like a second-gen throwback post, I 100% wouldn't question its legitimacy." Following the release of the teasers and considering Teddy's often criticized past with what some call hip-hop concepts, fans have voiced concerns about what to expect from this new group. Many are bracing themselves for Chaewon to take on the role of the rapper, likely using Blackson and incorporating a heavy amount of Avi into the lyrics. There's also a strong feeling that the group's music will draw heavily from the styles and sounds once popularized by Blackpink and 21, almost as if recycling elements from their catalogs rather than bringing something fresh and original. This anticipation has left fans uneasy and skeptical about the group's direction. The group's debut is arriving quicker than most anticipated, stirring a lot of curiosity about how the public will respond. With so much controversy and calls for a boycott, many are wondering if fans will actually follow through and refuse to support them, or if, despite everything, the group will still manage to gain a strong following and loyal supporters. How do you feel about this group and everything going on with Chaewon? Do you believe these controversies will block their path to success, or do you think the group will keep moving forward like nothing ever happened? Share your opinions in the comments below. below, and thanks so much for watching.